Hello, and welcome to The Discriminating Gamer, the board game review show that was originally cast as Johnny Storm in the 1994 Roger Corman classic, The Fantastic Four. Say, ladies and gentlemen, today we're going to go ahead and take a look at Rick and Morty, close Rick counters of the Rick kind from Cryptozoic Entertainment. Close Rick counters of the Rick kind from Cryptozoic Entertainment, 2 to 5 players attempt to gain the most victory points by using their skill in playing this deck-building game. This is the latest edition, or one of the latest editions, I should say, of the Cerberus deck-building engine mechanic that Cryptozoic has been known for and put to a lot of different IPs that began with the DC Comic deck-building game. Now, I'm not going to go ahead and cover all of the mechanics in this game. I've done other Cerberus engine games like the DC Comics deck-building game in the past, so I'm just going to talk about some kind of the main features and what makes this game a little bit different from previous editions. First of all, you'll notice that this game is based on the beloved children's TV characters Rick and Morty. Those scamps. Well, ladies and gentlemen, you can just park your kids in front of the TV and just let them watch this show for hours. They'll really get a kick out of it. It's great fun. Now, your starter cards are Rick Waves, which are your +1 cards. You also have a Beth, a Jerry, and a Summer card, which are kind of your vulnerability cards. That is, they do nothing for you. Except in this game, some cards will trigger abilities that says for every Beth, Summer, or Jerry card you have, you get something. So they're not completely useless in this game like they are in some of those other games. This game also boasts a portal gun, which is a deck of cards that you can buy at any time, provided the deck doesn't run out. And you can buy those, and during your turn when you play them, you can play for the points, or you can for the currency, or you can discard them in order to gain a location. Now, you have a location deck. You can draw a location, play that location, and then if you want to, you can buy the location to put out in front of you later, or you can just go ahead and set it aside. But you can get that location deck for that turn at least when you use the location. They also have Morty Waves. Morty Waves are like the weakness cards from the DC Comic deck building game. They have a negative victory point value to you. But what's cool about this game is you can actually pair up your Rick Waves, which don't give you any victory points, with your Morty Waves, which take away one, and essentially it will negate them. So you can pair those up to negate the negative effects from the Morty Waves. But the game boasts, of course, many of the various characters, the events, and the locations from the TV series. And it's got some pretty mature artwork, some pretty mature themes that go on in this game, so be aware of that as well. So you're going around and around, playing the cards from your hand. You're trying to build combinations that get you more points so you can buy more cards and do more things, manipulate the deck how you want to do it, and you're trying to defeat the Council of Rick cards. The game ends when you ever get through all of the Council of Rick cards, or if you can go ahead and get through the complete main deck stack, and no one has won yet. If either of those conditions are fulfilled, that's the end of the game, and whoever has the most points at the end of the game wins Rick and Morty, close Rick counters of the Rick kind. So, I gotta tell you, a while back, Cryptozoic actually asked me if I wanted to review this, and I said no, because I was not familiar with the IP. I'd never watched Rick or Morty. I had a friend, my friend Zach, of course, just went on and on about it, how great it was, how funny it was, and I just never watched it. And it wasn't that I didn't want to, it's just that it just never came up. I don't have, I think it's on Cartoon Central, I don't have it, and I just, whatever. Well, for my birthday a couple months ago, Zach actually got me the Blu-ray of the first season, so I watched it. And I gotta tell you, he was right. It is a hilarious show. It's not a show you want to have the kids watch, though. It is incredibly crude, but it's pretty dang funny. And this game, as I say, reflects that. This game is crude. It knows it's crude. It doesn't care. It reminds me a lot of the Archer game, which was based on the Archer cartoon, which was very crude as well. So it's a crude game. bear that in mind. And this is a game, quite frankly, it's a good, solid mechanical game because it's a Cerberus engine game, don't get me wrong, but it's going to live or die by the IP. Either you laugh at it and you get the jokes, or you're willing to just see how absurd it is if you're not familiar with the show and enjoy it for what it is, or it's going to be very off-putting for you. For me, I like the show. It's kind of one of the things I'm ashamed to admit, but I like the show. I think it's pretty funny, though I've just seen the first season. But I really liked it. I really liked the TV show. And I think this is actually a good fit for the IP. It works well. They do some real fun and funny and interesting things with the cards and the way they interact and the way they work together that I'm really, really impressed with how they branded the IP onto this system. It's a very fun game. Recommendation for the discriminating gamers: if you like the Rick and Morty TV show, you're really going to like this one. If you are not familiar with it, but you don't mind the kind of the crudity of it, I think you'll still really enjoy it. Recommendation for the discriminating gamer is, with those caveats, buy it. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for joining us today on The Discriminating Gamer. As always, we ask you to please leave a comment for us on YouTube, on Board Game Geek, on our Facebook page, or on thediscriminatinggamer.com. We ask you to please like us on Facebook, subscribe to us on YouTube, and follow us on Twitter. We are The Discriminating Gamer, ladies and gentlemen. And I got to tell you, I know that most recent Fantastic Four movie wasn't very good. I didn't see it, but from what I understand, a lot of people thought of it as the Fantastic Snore. Fantastic Snore. That's a good pun. The Fantastic Snore. I'm so lonely.
Please somebody help me on my feet again. And I don't know where I'm going, and I don't know where I've been. Please somebody help me on the solid ground. It's a long time, and I've been dying. Once a year I wind up in the band.
Show was so crude. That is the worst thing I've ever heard. So I get 2 upper hand. Oh, man. Wow.